Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone from www.tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. Now this is your monthly astrological reading for the month of March, and yes, this is for the Virgos. And so I'm going to be starting off with your finances, then moving on to your love cards for those of you that are in relationships and those of you that are single, and then I'm going to be moving to your spiritual cards, and then I'm also going to pull a little card for you from the healing angel cards. And those are by Tony Solano. Yes, Solano. And yeah, I'm going to be using the Gilded Tarot. So your first card for your finances is the Eight of Swords with the Knight of Swords. So you have two swords cards, and the Eight of Swords is kind of telling me that you might be in some kind of financial straits, or it could be a situation where you may be feeling it can represent feeling stuck in a situation, feeling trapped in a situation. It could also represent a situation where maybe you can't think clearly about what direction you want to move into. Maybe there's different options that you're thinking about in your mind and you're not able to move forward to make like a decision and to go for that decision. To me, is the Eight of Swords can also represent like a prison of your own making. Like, it's not a situation, well, it can represent a situation where you're not really confined by anything, but you just think that you are, and so that's the reason why you feel trapped. And it's almost like you can make yourself into being like the victim of the situation. Like, maybe you feel that somebody else is imposing their power over you, but then it's kind of saying that no, you actually do have the power, but you have to seek that within yourself to be able to sort of pick yourself up out of this situation that you're in. So but being that it showed up in your finances situation, maybe that's how you're feeling financially. Maybe you're feeling like, oh my gosh, like maybe because of obligations or other things you have to do, finances might be tight. And or it could, I kind of get this idea again, like when I was thinking of feeling like a victim, I kind of get the idea of you feeling like there's some kind of outside factor that might be affecting your finances and feeling like you are stuck because of that situation. But the good thing is that with the Knight of Swords coming through, it's saying that more than likely you're going to have assistance coming through for you in the month of March. So the Knight of Swords can represent somebody else. I feel like that's what it is. I think that somebody might be coming into your life to actually help you. Because if you look at these cards together, it's like she almost looks like the damsel in distress, and he almost looks like, he's coming in to swoop in to save her, so I feel like somebody is gonna want to help you. And because they're both swords cards, it's almost like this person will have the solution to your problem. So if you're feeling like things are stuck, this person will help you see a way out. They'll help you see, okay, maybe you can try this or you can do this, and then you will then say, oh wow, like, why didn't I look at it that way? Because I kind of feel like it's probably one of them things where you know what to do, but you're just feeling like you don't know what to do, and you just need like someone's outside perspective to kind of help you kind of see that, okay, there is a solution to this problem that I'm having financially. So yeah, those are pretty good cards though, because you do have help on your side. So for those of you that are in relationships, is the King of Swords. I don't know why, but when it comes to naming the cards, I always call them something different. It's so silly. And then I have the Page of Wands. Yes, the King of Swords and the Page of Wands. So okay, together they're both court cards in this situation. None of these court cards are representative of your kind of earth energy. The King of Swords is obviously like an air kind of energy. Page of Wands is more of a fire kind of energy. But then when I look at it in terms of a relationship, it could mean for some of you guys, maybe the person that you're in a relationship is the King of Swords. Maybe it is for it maybe is a male that is an air sign like a Libra, uh, Aquarius, or Gemini. But even if that's not the case, it could be that you might be dating somebody that might just have a swords kind of energy to them. So they might not be the type that's like really emotionally in tune kind of thing, but they are going to be really smart. Again, they're good at problem solving, they're good at in terms of helping people in that kind of sense. They're very sort of logical, and they're kind of a bit like you in that they're very practical with the way they kind of view things. And then with the Page of Wands, it's kind of representing to me kind of new developments when it comes to a relationship situation. um the Page of Wands can also represent a child in a situation. So I'm even thinking maybe for some people it could be a situation where you're dating somebody and March is a month where they meet your child. It could be that kind of situation if you already have a child. Obviously that's not with them kind of thing. So it could be that for some it could be that kind of thing. um but I kind of see a relationship where you might be with somebody but a child has some kind of influence on the relationship, or a child is being introduced into the relationship. Like that's kind of what I'm feeling for some of you guys. If I was to not look at these cards necessarily as people and just kind of look at it as like their energy altogether, again I would probably sort of read the source card in still sort of a similar way. um but then I think the Page of Wands can represent again a sense of newness. I've been saying this quite a few times because I don't know why, but a lot of wands has been showing up for people in relationships. And to me, when wands kind of shows up there, it is a case of passion being ignited, I feel. And so it could be that kind of situation that is coming through as well. But I'm feeling more that this Page of Wands is really representing a child in the situation, a child having an influence on a relationship. And I don't think it's a bad influence. The Page of Wands is a pretty nice child. Is like a funny sort of very active child, that's intellectual. They like to learn new things. They like to be, adventurous, stuff like that. So I feel like if it is a situation where you have a partner and they're meeting your child, that they might actually get on quite well. Because I feel like this King of Swords is somebody that is very mature, and so it's almost like they will be able to handle a situation where they have to maybe take on that kind of role of being the new person on the block, but at the same time being able to accept your children and that kind of thing. So, yeah. Um, for those of you that are not in relationships, you have the Two of Swords with the Empress. Really interesting again, because the Empress can represent somebody that is a mother as well. So it's kind of interesting that she shows up here. Um, the Two of Swords is like an indecision, a choice that you have to make, but you don't know what to do. You don't know what to decide. And because you don't know what to decide, you might be feeling a bit sort of stuck and stifled. But it's something that is a personal decision to you. So it's almost like you don't want outside help. You want to be able to work this out yourself, or, know what is best for you. And the Empress is about creation, birth, what you're bringing into fruition at this time. So the Empress could also represent somebody that is like a wife, but because these are single cards, obviously you couldn't be a wife and then you're single, only if you were separated. But to me, it's like it could be contemplating that kind of what kind of relationship you want in the future. Maybe that's what it is. Because to me, the Empress, she more represents somebody that if she was in a relationship, because she does represent somebody that can be a wife, something that someone that can be a mother. It could be a situation where you might be thinking, is that what I want in terms of my future, in terms of um yeah, in terms of my future, what it is that I want to be. you know Marriage isn't necessarily something for everyone. Some people, and neither is having children. So it just might be a case of maybe you're thinking at this time, what is it that I want in the long term when it comes to a relationship. um if you're a male and you're heterosexual, it could be a case of maybe you are also thinking about maybe somebody that wants something serious with you. Like maybe you've met a woman and she kind of represents the Empress. Like maybe she is wanting that kind of future, and you might be thinking, do I is that really what I want? um like you might meet somebody, maybe the two of you are getting to know each other and stuff, but maybe they've already told you that that's what they're looking for. And you might be thinking, okay, is that really what I want though? Do I want that kind of thing, that kind of life? um so I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. It's like a situation of contemplating the future and what it is that you really want from somebody else. um okay. Oh, okay. Now, for your spiritual cards, you have the Nine of Pentacles and the World. The Nine of Pentacles to me is when I think about spiritual cards and I look at the Nine of Pentacles, to me it's like abundance, because as you can see, there's plenty that she has here. Plenty of pentacles. She has these beautiful flowers. She looks very affluent. So to me, it's almost like when I look at your finances and the worry that seems to be going on a spiritual level, it could be saying that that's what you have to embrace in order for things to become better. It's almost like you have to focus on that sense of abundance. The world to me is like something that has reached a culmination, and which is interesting because it's like the world is like a completion card, and then obviously here you have the nine, and nine obviously is a number that is also can represent the ending of something or nearing the ending. So to me, when I look at both of these cards together, is speaking of you knowing that there's opportunities that can present themselves that can be beneficial to you. Because the world card can signify, yeah, there's difficult lessons that sometimes we have to learn. With the Nine of Pentacles, it could be difficult lessons that you've had to learn when it comes to finances, when it comes to the things that you want in life. Because the Nine of Pentacles can also represent somebody that yeah, does have a lot, can be affluent. But if you're not feeling that way, or if that's not what you're experiencing, it could be a case of maybe that is what you hope for. But then the world card could be saying that that's also that may have been the challenges that you've had. There may have been difficulties in terms of you reaching that or feeling that way. Because even with the world card, is kind of is represented by like Saturn, and the Nine of Pentacles. Pentacles is also connected with Capricorn and you as well, because you're Virgo. And so it's kind of like with Pentacles, because it's about the material world, material things, those things happen over time. They can happen slowly. They happen, with a sense of kind of hard work and dedication that you have towards creating that life for yourself. And so it could be saying that, on a spiritual level, okay, you may have had to learn some difficult lessons, but it's saying that for, it's okay. You still have to hold on to that feeling of abundance, and know that in the end, you can possess the things that you desire. But it's almost like you can't lose faith um in believing that these things can come to you. So mm. Another message that just sort of randomly came to me looking at these two cards is it saying that if you are the kind of person, now this doesn't connect so much with the sort of the spirituality of things, but it's just more looking at the cards in terms of like what their general meanings are. If you are a person that owns your own business and things like that, it could be saying that you could really benefit from promoting your business online, promoting them, because the world obviously can represent communications all over the world, people all over the world, places all over the world. So your business might, benefit from you sort of putting it out there and exposing it to the public. And again, it could even be working on making your business international as well. So that's just another additional message if you own your own business. It could be saying that March is a really good month to kind of look into that, and because I feel like that could be another thing that helps in terms of finances and stuff like that. So yes, the card that came up for you is surrender, and it says there is no point in pushing the barrel up such a steep hill. Go back to the start. Surrender your expectations. There is an easier way. When the time is right, a new path will appear. So yes, on that note, I'll end the reading here. So I'll see you guys. Bye.